Back over on the grid then, ahead of the next race of the day, we'll just squeeze past Will Green, who will be starting on the front row, alongside Teddy Porter, who we've not caught up with too much in this championship so far, but he's had some great results. PFI had a top 3. Teddy, how are you feeling about this weekend? How's your day been going?
I feel like I'm pretty happy about the results so far. I'm hoping we can get first this session and take the win.
And you're sitting alongside Will Green, who we know is really strong in both the UK, like the British Kart Championships, out in Europe. Does that change anything you do in these races, or do you just drive to the beat of your own drum?
I'll try to follow him because as he's more experienced than me, then I'll just want to push like we did in the heats and try get a gap from the others. Then fight on the last lap if we can.
I'm loving your gloves as well. I've seen a few drivers in this championship over in a different class. You've got Jacob Ashcroft sports the Senna gloves. Do you reckon they'll bring you a bit of good luck?
Hopefully.
Best of luck to you, Teddy, then. We'll let you get concentrated. Dan Ashton about to send these drivers underway for the first final, their first final of the weekend. Best of luck to all of them, and we'll go back up into the box with Andrew.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Yeah, really looking forward to this Miami Water Swift final. There we are on board with Mason Brooks. Well, Mason Brooks won the first final of the year from 14th on the grid. He starts this one from 19th on the grid. Could it be a similar story? He also had a bit of a drive through the field in the round 2 final. I think the heats have been a bit of a problem for Mason Brooks so far this year, but the finals have definitely been his bag. He's actually got the statistic at the moment of the highest starting winner in a final so far this year. Yes, I did say that correctly, from 14th on the grid, because the round 2 final last time at PF, Will Green took it from 16th on the grid. So based on that form book, we're going to be looking at the likes of Austin Gibson, Freddie Wood for our potential winner here. I'm sure there's going to be lots more to talk about. The next final coming up, it is Miami Water Swift. Getting ready then for race 14. Here's your grid for the Miami Water Swift final. Will Green looking for another final victory. Starts this one from pole position. Is joined on the front row by Teddy J. Porter. They've locked out first and second so far in the heats today. Jarlath Sayer and Austin Newstead start on the second row of the grid. Colby Patterson and Harry Williams form up an all-ORM row 3. They're followed by Sukhmani Kira, the winner of the club round here a few weeks ago in row 4. And she's joined by Max Mason in 8th place.
Row 5 sees Finley Lyons and George Clark. Christian Kobe and Blair Smith round out row number 6. Harley Musk and Knight Measures, they will round out the row 7 and the top 14 drivers out there ahead of Freddie Wood and Austin Gibson.
Jensen Ackerman and Luca Narroway start on row 9. Mason Brooks and Arian Nez complete the top 20 on row 10. Charlie Clough and Sophie Campbell go from row number 11. And then it's Northern Ireland's Johnson Stewart alongside Joseph Davies on row 12.
John T. Restrick and George House go from row 13. George House, who we saw earlier on with a big bag of sweets in his hands. Hopefully he's put those down. Henry Clark and Callum Graham go from row 14. Andy Stewart and Xavier Fonge on row 15. The final row of the grid, Grayson Watley and Jesus Bartolos round out the entirety of the field. 32 drivers. And hopefully, first time of asking, this final will get underway.
All 32 drivers registering on timing. If there's one thing we've learned from Miami Water Swift finals so far in the Vera Tools British Kart Championships 2024, is expect the unexpected. 12 minutes plus 1 lap on the board. Are we good for a start? Yes, we are. Away and racing here at Whilton Mill for the final. Great start for Green. Great start for Sayer as well. They're immediately into first and second positions respectively. Green defensive to the inside on the first run up to Christmas Corner. Are they all going to make it through? It's looking good so far. All 32 runners on their way down to Ashby. There's a bit of a problem for one of the BMRs. It might be Austin Newstead losing a couple of positions there in the top 10. There's Mason Brooks as well in the number 84. On board with Mason Brooks now through Wilkins, immediately into Oziers. That's Luca Narroway ahead of us, looking for another one of those charges through the field from Mason Brooks. It's not quite started yet. Back at the front of the order, it's Green, Sayer, and then the first of the ORMs coming through as well. I think it's Teddy J. Porter who started on the front row of the grid. Now it's Colby Patterson who's up into 3rd place. Teddy J. Porter there now in 4th.
Yep, good start then for the entirety of the field. Great one for your pole sitter, and a better one here for the 3rd row of the grid. Patterson now up into 2nd place now. Sayer down to 4th. Teddy J. Porter getting through, and this is a carbon copy of what we saw earlier on. A lone fusion right now, having to fend off the likes of 2 ORMs, Jamie Green. Fellow teammate Sukhmani Kira is still there in P5. Actually, I say that. Now P6 as Finley Lyons has gained a position. So again, starting to just be all on his own there. It's not where you want to be. The same can be said for Will Green. He's all on his own for the Jamie Green Racing team. He's got fellow teammates, Max Mason, who's currently in P7.
I tell you what I'm getting a sense of here, Anthony. It's a bit of deja vu. We saw when we were calling I Am Euro Series at Franciacorta earlier on in the spring, how quickly things can change, and after a bit of a fusion domination at PF International and earlier on at the club round, there's a switch there for 2nd place. Porter past Patterson. It's the other teams that have come to the fore again. It's ORM, it's Jamie Green Racing, it's Synergy, it's BMR. They've all upped their game once more. When we did have preparations for this British Kart Champs round, as that is Finley Lyons down the inside of another one of the fusions. That's 4th place past Jarlath Sayer. You know, Sukhmani Kira, Zach Champney and Austin Newstead was your top 3 on that day. It's a different story here for round 3 of the British Kart Championships. 9.5 minutes to go, end of lap 3. Will Green looking in full control at the moment. It's all down to the ORMs to see what they've got. It's all down to Finley Lyons as well to see if he can repeat his heroics from when we were last here with the Wera Tools British Kart Championships organised events, the Rotax O Plate, which Finley Lyons won with ease. Here, it's a different category though here in Miami. There's different nuances to how these karts drive compared to others, but that was a nice move from Finley Lyons up to P3.
Yep, certainly is. And like I say, pushing that fastest lap of the race as well, looking very, very strong here. These two, Colby Patterson, Jarlath Sayer, those still squabbling away. No changes between these two, though, as they go into the boot then. 8.5 minutes to go of this race, plus that one lap, and still the long train of karts there. You saw 2 of the OMS drivers going through there. That was Grayson Wortley and Callum Graham battling themselves away. They're currently running in 25th and 26th out there. Another change. Colby Patterson and Jarlath Sayer change for P4.
Yeah, a good move there from Jarlath Sayer. He's digging deep right now. In terms of championship points, he is losing the championship lead right now to Will Green. Will Green would go into 362 points if he could win this race. Sayer would be 355. Teddy J. Porter 3rd. Colby Patterson 4th. But still the length of a heat to go here. 8 minutes, and of course the +1 lap. What do Teddy J. Porter and Finley Lyons do here in this battle for 2nd place? So they work together. They've only got 0.7 of a second to find up to Will Green there in the lead, and right now I think they are just holding position, pushing along to see if they can catch up to the round 2 winner. No, check that. Lyons wants to back himself down the inside, takes 2nd place away from Teddy Porter. Nice move again through Christmas Corner, but now the hard work really begins for Finley Lyons. Can he close down that gap to Will Green? Yep,
well, we'll have to see. It's 0.4 of a second with 7 minutes to go. Plenty of time to close that gap up. So whether or not Will Green has left, like we said earlier on, anything in reserve here. He's a driver who's been controlling the front of this pack. He's not had to battle, he's not had to scrub any speed, he's not had to worry about defending just as of yet. He is just controlling this race. Big send there in the back of the pack. I think that was Joseph Davis going down the inside of Callum Graham. That was for 26th place. I don't know if that move came across. Yes, it did, and Andy Stewart followed through as well, so they gained up 26th, 27th place in that pack.
Change for 4th, Harry Williams down the inside of Jarlath Sayer. Back on board with Mason Brooks right in the middle of the pack. That's Freddie Wood directly ahead of us in the number 38. And, there's a bit of a spin there.
Oh!
There's a big moment as off the road goes Mason Brooks. There were other karts involved there. I think Arian Neyer possibly in the Evolve number 22. Charlie Clough as well, the number 51 for Ollie Rowland Motorsport. Went round. That was all again down into Ashby. Such a difficult corner to go side by side. And out go the number 19 of Night Measures and the number 21 of Harley Musk. Harley Musk has been charging through the fields today. Falls out of the top 15 on lap 7.
Yeah, that is a huge shame. And there's more drama there. Off the track and grass tracking goes the 99 of Christian Kobe. Brings it back onto the track, but loses several positions with that mistake. Well, drama unfolding then with 5.5 minutes to go of this final for Water Swift. But crucially here, we're going to see some more drama as Will Green is now becoming under pressure from Finley Lines.
He definitely is coming under pressure from Finley Lines through the new boot. No opportunity initially to get through their big chunk of curb taken by Finley Lines. There's a yellow flag out, which I'd imagine is for the recovery of Harley Musk's number 21. So no overtaking allowed through the boot, of course. This is the chance now for Finley Lines. Checking over the shoulder. Points forward. No, he's going to move down the inside. Takes the lead of the race from Will Green. Another decisive move from Finley Lines to the front of the field. Teddy Porter still there, though, in third place. In the number 66, has got a chance.
Will Green's fighting back.
Down the inside goes Will Green, but has he got a little bit too deep? He's still side by side. Brilliant driving by Will Green. Gets back across, shuts the door, and retakes the lead.
Well, Finley Line is communicating now with Will Green just to say, right, okay, let's think about what we're doing here. We're fighting for the lead. There's 4.5 minutes to go. We've got Teddy J. Porter right next to us as well. 2's company, 3's a crowd. And if they fight even more, they could get that big, huge group just behind closing in as well. The likes of Harry Williams, Newstead, Max Mason. Then it's Blair Smith, Sukmani Kira, Jarlis Sayer. Green goes defensive again. Lines will get the optimal line through the corner. Can he get the switchback done as they exit out of Inkermans? As they go left, right, left, will come alongside. Green goes defensive. Lines thinks against it, stays behind in second place.
It does indeed. His problems out there for Grayson Wortley. Unfortunately, Grayson Wortley's fallen down to 31st place. Green defensive into Ozies again. Is this going to be an opportunity for Williams and Newstead and Mason behind? As to once again, they're fighting here. This is going to be an opportunity to grow this pack. Keep an eye out for Williams and Newstead. They need to keep things calm over the next lap or so, and they can close that 2-second gap down. 3.5 minutes to go. End of lap 10. Will Green leads from Finley Lines. Teddy Porter there in third. The gap is 2.5 back to Harry Williams, Austin Newstead, Max Mason, Blair Smith coming through as well. A gain of 5 so far for the Scottish driver, plus 5-second penalty on our board for Night Measures. That was down at the boots a few laps ago. Got to give it to Will Green. We've seen him in great form over the last few weeks, both in the UK and in Europe. He's working really, really hard right now, but his kart positioning out there on circuit is absolutely spot on. There hasn't been an opportunity yet for Finley Lines to safely dive down the inside or go around the outside. He's making his Miami Water Swift the widest thing in Whilton Mill right now, and he's still holding on to this lead.
He's still holding on, and the battle behind as well is not closing in. Newstead leads it, but the gap is still 2.5 seconds. He's not been able to find the pace here, despite the fact that these drivers are going defensive. Here we go, Teddy J. Porter to the inside. Finley Lines will have to defend here, and he has dropped down to third. So Teddy J. Porter now back up into second place. They will have to try and calm things down just that little bit here. But again, Will Green, like you said there, Andrew, is making his kart as wide as he possibly can. This battle here for P4, though, Newstead, Williams, Max Mason are all starting to close in. And communication there from Teddy J. Porter just to say, let's go.
And this is where they do it for real after the dress rehearsals of the heats earlier on. It's all down to Finley Lines. They're going to work together now, Green and Porter, because they know how much Finley Lines is a threat in terms of race pace around this Whilton Mill circuit. These are the two drivers who finished first and second in both heats earlier today. They finished first and second in the same order in the second final at PF International around a month ago. They've got 90 seconds to sort this one out. They are pushing away now from Finley Lines. Has Finley Lines pushed a little bit too early in this final? Is he fading? Still, I'm a bit surprised the Newstead Williams Mason group is not closing in. They're not making that much of an impression. It's hundredths when they need tenths to close into this fight, but we've still got a good couple of laps to go. 60 seconds on the clock. A lap for these drivers is around 51 seconds. So there's going to be 3 more of this. There's going to be 3 more laps as back comes Finley Lines.
Yeah, he's trying to fight his way back up to these drivers. The gap had opened up quite considerably. He's got the tow, he's got the slipstream. Is he going to go immediately for the move? No. Stays behind. Thinks against going for that battle move straight away. Might have an opportunity here, though, down into Ashby. Does go for it. Teddy J. Porter not going to defend it. Stays there now in 3rd place as now Finley Lines tries to close that gap back up. Again, Newstead still there, 2.4 seconds. I don't know what's happened. There's yellow flags out there in the background. There's one kart stationary on the exit. So one driver out of this final. We'll try and find out who that is, but with 10 seconds left on the board, are we getting 1 more or are we getting 2 more? Oh, it's the number 24 out of the race. That is a huge, huge shame. That's Colby Patterson. Colby Patterson, who started this one on the 3rd row of the grid, is out. The last lap board did not come out. It is still 1 more lap to go, plus that last lap. So there is plenty of time for this battle to unfold.
Yeah, it's a real disappointment for Colby Patterson. Starts the day 4th in the championship points. He's going to slip down overnight, but at least has another opportunity tomorrow, of course, for round number 4, which you can watch here on the Karting UK and Alpha Live platform of channels. There's still plenty to be decided, though, in this Miami Water Swift final. Will Green has led this one for the vast majority of these 15 laps so far. He's done so brilliantly, but the job is not done. Finley Lines, the Minimax O-Plate winner the last time he raced here at Whilton Mill in a Wera Tools British Kart Championships event, has got 1 more lap to try and find a way past Will Green and take his first Miami Water Swift category victory of the year at this level. Teddy J. Porter is still there also. No move up into Christmas corner from Lines or Porter. They're safe from Newstead, Williams and Mason behind. They're still having a great scrap for 4th place. There's another opportunity gone. Will Green, has this been a defensive masterclass that's going to put him to the top of the championship tonight at the end of round number 3? There's still opportunities. It's still not done. Finley Lines has got to find a way through in the new boots.
Oh!
And he's gone down the inside. He's made a way through. He's done it. Through goes Finley Lines. Through goes Teddy J. Porter. Has Finley Lines stolen it at the end? He has. And he wins at Whilton Mill again. 2nd for Teddy J. Porter. 3rd for Will Green. He will still take the lead in the championship, but Finley Lines takes his first final victory in Miami Water Swift for 2024. What a race, and once again it's a winner from further down the field. He started on the 5th row of the grid.
Yep, superb start then for Finley Lines, exactly what he wanted. Can he repeat it all tomorrow as well? Teddy J. Porter following through there. Really great drive from him as well for Oliver Rowland Motorsport, finishing in 2nd place. Will Green, despite his best efforts, 3rd place, but he remains the current championship leader, but only by a handful of points now ahead of Jarlis Sayer.
Yeah, went into this race tied on points with Jarlis Sayer, but you know, if you'd offered him at the start of the day, he was 5 points behind Sayer. He's now 5 points ahead. It's a good day. Could have been better, of course. It could have been the race victory, but still comes away with a big haul of points. But there's your race winner, Finley Lines. Well, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all, but not for the first time this year. Finley Lines takes victory in the final of the Wera Tools British Kart Championships. Back here at Whilton Mill. It's a circuit he loves, of course. He takes it by a 10.5 ahead of Teddy J. Porter. Will Green 3rd. Austin Newstead won out in that battle for 4th place. 5th for Max Mason, a gain of 3. Harry Williams in some good points there for 6th place. Blair Smith up 5 to 7th. And top 10 completed by Jarlath Sayer, Luca Narroway and George Clark. great drive from George House, up 15 spots to 11th. He was your biggest mover in that race. Let's have a look at some of the highlights then from that IAME Water Swift final. Very quick start. Will Green leading out from the front. Charlotte Sayer immediately up to second place. Busy grid of 32 drivers. All made it through the first lap with no problems. There would be issues later on in the race. Of course, there were 4 retirements across the course of this race. Finley Lyons knew he had work to do, starting on that 5th row of the grid, but efficiently made his way through the field. This was him getting past Colby Patterson for 3rd. Mason Brooks trying to repeat the heroics from round 1 the last time on a Saturday final. Wasn't quite able to make his way through the field this time for Fusion Motorsport, but some moments there. This was the real problem for Mason Brooks. Wrong place, wrong time, in an incident that saw a number of drivers, including Arian Nair, their best efforts of getting a top 20 end. Charlie Clough was also involved in that one. Battle raged on at the front. Lyons and Porter, as we've seen across the course of the day, were joined by Finley Lyons. Finley Lyons down the inside of Teddy J. Porter to take 2nd place. And then late on, last lap, the classic on the toe of the boot move, down the inside to take the race win. It would be Finley Lyons taking 65 championship points ahead of Teddy J. Porter, who repeats the 2nd place that he got in round 2 at PF International. Another podium for Will Green. Green takes the championship lead.
Certainly does. Well, superb, excellent race that one. We'll throw down to Nicole Sutherland, who's down there with hopefully our race winner. Over to you.
Some serious stuff there from our race winner, Finley Lyons. Finley, can you tell us about that move in the last lap?
Well, I was behind Green going down the straight. I saw a yellow flag at the new corner, so I thought this is the only chance to make it, and I thought if it goes well it doesn't really matter, so I just thought I'd send it, and it worked.
Congratulations, Finley. We'll see you on the podium later on, and we'll see you tomorrow as well. Do you reckon you can pull off some more stuff like that?
Hopefully.
We'll start with race number 14, IAME Water Swifts final. Please welcome, first of all, to the podium, your driver in 3rd place today in Water Swift, driver number 2, Will Green. In 2nd place today in Water Swift, driving for Oliver Rowland Motorsports, please welcome driver number 66, Teddy Porter. And your winner of round 3 of this year's Vera Tools British Kart Championships for IAME Water Swift, please welcome, racing for Synergy Factory Team, driver 81, Finley Lyons. And of course, we mustn't forget the winning mechanic today in IAME Water Swift. Please welcome Kai Rogers.
We getting more photos?
We asked him to as well, Alf, but